Any interesting live scores, just cut us off and let us know what's happening around the grounds Damo today. Those live scores all thanks to Team App as Austin had it and lost it. Moonee Valley get it back once more. Disposal has not been great for Jacana so far. Ned Wilson ducked under a tackler. Then Padmore provided the handball option. Braden Padmore hits a magnificent goal in the right forward pocket. What a start for the Valley today. 4-3-27, plays one behind. We've played 13 and a half minutes. Hello and welcome to a brand new edition of EDFL Web TV. My name is Adem Saricaoglu, and as always, we're back here at the Pascoe Vale Hotel, the home of EDFL Web TV for season 2016. It was an action-packed weekend. It was, of course, the ANZAC Day weekend. We had our 13 games split across 5 different time slots, starting on Saturday afternoon and ending on Monday afternoon with a big win for Westmeadows over Glenroy. Highlights of that coming up later in the show. We are 3 rounds into the season, of course, and in Strathmore Community Bank Premier Division, Strathmore was finally able to get a win. Big win over Airport West. And how about West Coburg upsetting Maribyrnong Park at Coburg City Oval on Sunday? Essendon for Division 1, that pretty much seems to be going to script early on. Craigie Burns on top of the ladder at the moment, followed by Tullamarine and Westmeadows. A lot of pundits will be suggesting that the grand final matchup will be some combination of those 3 sides. And Strathmore Community Bank Division 2, well, that seems to be very unpredictable at the moment. It's been a good competition so far, much more even than it has been in recent years. On Saturday, we got our first look at Strathmore Community Bank Division 2. EDFL match of the day was out at Jacana. The runner-up from last year was taking on Moonee Valley, a club that's always thereabouts. And in the end, Moonee Valley were too good. Here are the highlights. Rode that journey with us with Jacana late last year all the way to the grand final. That'll be one name that those listeners won't recognise as the Valley go high inside 50. Plenty of purple and gold around this ball. It does not matter. The big man, Geordie Farber, one of the best forwards in Strathmore Community Bank Division 2 marks, keeping us up to date on all the live scores across all 3 divisions.
Bang.
Farber puts in the goal for Moonee Valley.
Yeah. Well, as Jake said before, the wind is definitely picked up here at ground level. Although that's no excuse for the forward pressure that's just locking Jacana in so far.
Edwards just poked at it with the left boot, and it is a goal. The Valley have had a very, very good start and lost it. Moonee Valley get it back once more. Disposal has not been great for Jacana so far. Ned Wilson ducked under a tackler. Then Padmore provided the handball option. Braden Padmore hits a magnificent goal in the right forward pocket. What a start. 50 as he got Johnson.
Great take.
He has a great mark by Chris Johnson. He runs inboard. Didn't want to shoot. Unselfishly went to Edis. He will finish the job. The Jacker finally on the board.
He's Dodge. Dodge does really well though. Hand passes it across to Kimmo. Kimmo kicks it up forward. Finds a man all on his own. Cisolano takes a couple of bounces. He's lost the footy for the moment, but he should goal. And he does.
The promoted Dudas looking good early at Section Road. Back in the middle, Ned Wilson got it forward. Mark taken by Cavalli. He's been a good presence so far up forward. Looks like he's fancying himself. The man on the mark is right on the 50 paint. I'll call the kick, Jake, then I want your assessment of the kick because you are our distance kicking expert. In comes Cavalli. The ball's on its way. Goal umpire moving to his left.
Stopped it.
He just wanted to make sure it was 6.
Nice tap over the top by Kimmo. Coming in. First man to get there is Galizia, but coming through is our man, the green boots, Reece Brown, trying to elevate his team. Coming through is big Kimmo. Interesting decision, but the man with the footy, Yawonga, brings it into the centre of the ground. He's found a man all on his own in Arnold. Arnold swings onto the right boot. He's looking for big Kimmo, takes a nice grab. So far today, in comes big Bryce Kimolitis. Kicks it straight over the goal umpire's hat.
Fairly ominous off to the north. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I've got the Sportsmoves jacket on just in case. So
here's Johnson, got rid of one, snapped the goal.
And he didn't want to make her feel bad, I don't think, by calling it either way.
So that's what
Johnson.
Good take.
Johnson up forward takes a nice grab. Indicates where they should run to as well. That's
obviously an ex-senior coach at Avondale Heights, so he does bring that coaching experience as well.
Chrissy Johnson uses the breeze beautifully there, showing all his experience. Started left, came back just inside the post. In he comes, very deliberate approach at goal. He's going to kick from right on 50. He locks it off the boot, and it gets there.
So they want to stem the flow. They could even get an early chance at goal. Edis Couldn't take the mark. Out the fall of it was our man,
Our
Brown.
man.
And the first goal in the second half goes against the Tide, and Jacana are in front.
Uwongo to do the ruck work in defence. He's covered a lot of territory so far today. Wolfgram involved as well. Gets a quick hand pass across. And the target now is Young. Oh, but our man in the green boots. Reece Brown takes an absolute specky against him. I don't think it was him that infringed. It's actually been paid against Wolfgram. And a shot at goal now will come up for the Valley.
Oh, what a roost.
And he's gone bang. And it's straight through the middle. Trent Gleisner with an absolute roost.
Forwarding Chris Johnson, but he's too far out, Johnson. He has to go into the pocket, just tries to set up Brown. Gets around Gales. Brown, the man of the moment. Goes across the face and doesn't register a score. And they can extend their slender 1 point lead. A right foot snap from Cox is good.
So once again, Uwongo and Ahern do battle in the ruck this time. Ahern wins the tap. Down to a teammate and O'Connell. Green Vale involved in a thriller over the top. This is also a thriller. And snapping across the body is Seb Munker. Trying to find a teammate there in Beattie. He's wrapped up in a nice tackle. Coming through as well, Siciliano, but Moonee Valley have got a quick shot at goal to finish the quarter.
So we'll see if there's any fallout from that. Up toward half forward we go. Siciliano. Place is sort of stagnated a bit here, but Siciliano's got it on 50. High right footer. Johnson's one out in the square. And he's taken the mark against Gales. But he took it in the pocket. He's going to take on Gales and kick the goal. Oh, he's lucky he got away with that, Chris Johnson.
Johnson was in the square too.
He didn't look happy.
20 point game turnover here. Galisi is going to make up for it.
Bang!
Just like that. Sends it high and long. Kimolitis is the target. Getting back. Gales couldn't mark. Now Siciliano was the man that sharked it, ran in and kicked the goal. But just bet him to the ball there, did Taylor. He's had a really good game, Taylor. Inside 50, there's the siren, and the Valley hold on, and they will stay on top of the ladder. So there you go, the Valley hold on to their 7 point lead at the final siren, and they remain on top of the ladder after that win against Jacana. The big test though is coming for the Valley. East Sunbury, East Keilor and Coburg districts are all up next for the Moonee Valley Football Club. Our second EDFL match of the day over the weekend was on Monday, ANZAC Day, Saw Reserve. Glenroy Football Club always puts on a magnificent show for that occasion. Westmeadows, of course, are always the opponent, the traditional match-up now on ANZAC Day at Saul Reserve. Big crowd there, plenty of Glenroy support, but they were kept pretty quiet because, well, pretty much from the start, it was all Westmeadows. They ended up recording a pretty easy win. Here are the highlights. Not in the side, Lee Sullivan. Straight down the line, go Westmeadows. A good mark taken by Bullock. He's also win for his first game of the year. Went down the line. We're in the corridor here. They're going to go coast to coast. The Tigers, it's Campbell that's sent an ugly old ball inside 50. Mullen had to come out and meet it. He got ripped off the ball illegally. Shot on goal coming up for Westmeadows.
An obvious free kick, but also a lucky one because it wasn't a great kick going forward.
Still waiting for the game's first goal. We're about to tick into the 5-minute mark. Slide angle. In comes Mullen now. Right foot ball. Looks pretty good, and the Tigers get first blood. Now the back. A Tiger did go down behind play. Gilliland was the man gathering it for Glenroy. Short kick. Wormburner didn't go too far. Church won the one-on-one battle. Picked up. Had a ping from just beyond 50, and it goes all the way.
And coming through was Flavel. Was able to make some kind of contest. Swinging onto his right was Wallace, and Glenroy are on the board for the first time today.
4-16 at Saul Reserve. The only game on today in the EDFL. The clearance goes Broadbent's way. It was a wobbling torp inside 50 marked by Mullen going back with the flight straight out of the middle. Glenroy managed to get the margin down to. He's going to disappear just like that. It's back out to 15 and Mullen gets his second of the day.
Mullen has 5 metres on his opponent. He swings onto his right and there is a loose man all by himself in the goal square, and Westmeadows, they have got their 4th of the day. Brown and inside 50, it's not a good kick, but Westmeadows, they stumbled, they dropped the ball, and now getting out, going round one was Winter, swings onto his right, and from 25 out directly in front has missed to the left. Grabs it, then gives it to Evans, who'll take on one and send the ball back inside 50. And a good, no, not quite a mark there. Peters gathers for Westmeadows. There's no one in the goal square, an empty goal square, and this one will count because that is a great goal there
Left half forward for the Tigers. A free handball inboard to Evans, who goes in toward the hot spot, and that is a very nice mark taken by Robbie Mullen. What an asset he is for the Westmeadows Football Club. He comes in, right football, just poked that at goal. Umpire just arched his back and watched it sail over his head.
Send it long. It's a pretty crowded forward line at the moment for Glenroy. And it's a big left foot to the top of the goal square, making his way to the front, and then coming over the top, there's two Glenroy players.
On this broadcast wing, as Abdallah takes an uncontested mark, had plenty of space, and the lead came from Mullen. Mark is taken. And now Billy Alouche is saying hello to a couple of his opponents. Umpire has paid 50, has he?
Yep, yeah, 50 metres.
Robbie Mullen's going to be brought to the goal square. Westmeadows want to be careful and make sure they do not get this reverse. Mullen's going to the goal square. He needs to get boots of ball and register the goal before this gets ugly. It's all happening behind Robbie Mullen. He kicks the goal. And I'm just struggling, mate. Get us started.
I'll get us started because we're just about underway. In fact, the umpire has thrown it up now, and Alouche that was Strawn that went up, and he got the hit out, and Glenroy, they'll go forward. Sorry, Westmeadows will go forward. Now I'm struggling for the first time, and straight away onto the ball was Mitch Church, and within 8 seconds, Westmeadows have kicked the first of the third quarter. 8 seconds that took.
Unless you're actually looking in that direction of that right half forward flank, as a quick kick goes forward off the boot of Broadbent. That's off a shoot, out of bounds on the full.
For goal here, this would be a very nice goal if he was able to slot it from the boundary.
42 points here at Sewell Reserve, 45 points at the MCG. Wilcox decides to have a ping, and I think he's just threaded that beautifully.
Westmeadows, and we're back in the middle, and Strawn will try and get it, but instead it's going to be Walker. Glenroy sent it forward. Winter, he's caught behind and wasn't able to take the mark, and then bursting through the pack was Stumpo over the top. Winter could have handballed it, decided to go on his own. And this time, Glenroy were able to get the quick reply through Adam Winter.
All over him, Caligari, no mark taken. And Winter had to lay a tackle there. Ball spilled out. Caligari dived on it, as did Hope. Walker's gone forward, picked up the ball, left foot ball, and hits the post.
Glenroy, can they keep it up for the second half? Got the stoppage, and all by himself there. Out the back was Polizzi. Handballed it off. On his left was Walker, and again he's missed it to the left side, that time under a lot more pressure. Cut off by Wilcox, who, as we said, is playing a great game so far. Kicked a fantastic goal from the boundary line, and now it's all Westmeadows running in to the open goal, and they have slotted their 12th for the day.
Don't think he wanted Church. He just wanted Mullen to run onto it, and he did. Hand pass goes to Church. Tigers looking for two in a minute. That's a long ball. It's a straight ball. Mitch Church, as he did in the first quarter, goes bang from beyond the arc. Read it better than anyone else. He's just beyond 50 and goes for Mullen, takes the diving mark. A good slips catch. It's that sort of day today where Westmeadows can start toying with it a little bit, because it is all Tigers. Mullen gets number 5.
And again, Wilcox, that man that Chief has spoken about all day. Peters now runs onto it, sends it inside 50, looking for Mullins, who was taken out of it. Turner runs onto it. Handballed it into the back of DeBritt, and then getting onto it was Robbie Mullen. He looked to switch and then said, no, I'm going down the line. Go the safe option to a nice big pack. And there's red and white all over it. And they still can't get a clean possession. Walker just went over the top of his head, came out to Stumpo. Eventually got the handball out. Walker, he was tackled, then dispossessed, then got it away, and they've got a spare man out. And running onto it, Stumpo, who's been very good for Glenroy. Not the greatest bounce, though. He'll be able to tap it on in front of him, keep running onto it. It's exactly what he does. Runs to 50. Could have had a shot on goal. Instead, went to Winter, centred it up, and found his man 15 metres out directly in front, top of the goal square for the afternoon. So the former Strathmore player, Adam Winter, comes in, splits the middle, and that is his second of the day. It is Glenroy's 5th.
Foz is going to go down and claim it himself. It matches his shades very well. Julik picks up for Glenroy. Left footer, high and long to the hot spot. It's a 2-on-2. Couple of hands at it for Winter. This part he's done extremely well today, Adam Winter. His marking has been absolutely outstanding. Looks like the cap's been claimed, Poz. Apologies.
That's
Winter
right.
Just gets that one in.
So still a 76-point margin to the Pies.
Chance for Glenroy to go coast to coast. Julik just banged it into the middle of the ground. They've already got it inside 50. Caligari. Bit of man bun action here, I think, from Caligari. Quick snap at goal from Golding is going to bounce on the line to the cross. It did. Bounce backwards, and then we'll restart play. with potentially our Sportsmoves best on ground, Tamer Abdullah, just kicked to himself. He gets the last say in this one. That's the final siren. Game over on the ANZAC Day edition of EDFL Match of the Day. So the Tigers, who can be a little bit hot and cold, they're definitely hot on ANZAC Day against Glenroy at Saw Reserve, as you just saw there. Westmeadows, they face the Sharks up next. We know Hillside can definitely compete against Westmeadows, as we saw late last year. They had a good win against Oak Park last week, so that will be a real interesting game between the Tigers and the Sharks. Glenroy, they have the bye, so they've got 2 weeks to think about that one before they front up again in Essendon Forward Division 1. This Saturday's EDFL Match of the Day, we're going to stay in Essendon Forward Division 1 as a top-of-the-table clash between Craigieburn and Tullamarine, live from 2 p.m. on 98.9 Northwest FM. And EDFL Team Map will be broadcasting live from DS Aiken Reserve. We get our first look at the Eagles and Demons for season 2016. There's a lot happening around the EDFL at the moment. There is plenty to discuss and debate. Myself and Adrian Jamison hosting EDFL tonight every Wednesday live from 6 p.m. on 98.9 Northwest FM and EDFL Team Map. If you can't listen live, the podcast goes out on Thursdays. You can listen back to what Jambo and I had to say about all that's going on around the EDFL. Of course, this weekend, if you're out at games, you've got the app, EDFL Team App, all the live scores, wherever you are around the world. If you want to keep up to date with what is happening around the grounds, the live scores from each senior game will be available there. And don't forget about the record as well. This week, a special feature on Avondale Heights recruit, Scott Harding. It's going to be a big weekend of footy coming up. We're 3 rounds in. Round 4 this weekend promises to be another belter. Enjoy your footy this weekend.